trying to understand something, and maybe y'all can help me out with this. But I want to give you my take on what it is that I'm experiencing, okay? I'm a black conservative, and my views have changed over time. I was a black liberal. There were things about liberalism that I aligned with politically, societally, and all that other fun stuff. But over time, they changed, and there was stuff that I saw about things happening in politics that really were, that I thought that weren't productive, and actually seemed to be leading towards some bad things for black people specifically within liberalism. And so I switched, and I became more independently minded and started asking more questions and coming to my own conclusions. Well, when that happened, and then I became a little bit more vocal about it and speaking about it and my own experiences within it and why I was coming to those conclusions, I found that there was a group of people out there who really did not like or want that voice to be heard. In fact, it was incredibly interesting to me. Like I didn't know that would actually happen. But then, some people just don't understand like what that actual mindset is. Like how somebody could come against other people while telling them that they know what's best for them. So I didn't get it. I still don't get it. Maybe I'm not supposed to understand it, because maybe I'm supposed to just okay, do what I'm doing, and whether people think for themselves or not, that's completely their prerogative. They can think whatever they want to think. They can vote however they want to vote. They can believe how they want to believe, whatever. But I always have just wanted to give people an opportunity to have their own mind about what it is that they think about, what it is that their conclusions are drawn from, and how are drawn to, and how it is that those conclusions were actually formed. Well, when I was forming my own conclusions, and I was coming to my own ideas about Americanism and the American dream and the hopes that I have for myself, there were black people who call me Uncle Tom, call me a house nigger, call me a coon, dancing for the white man. There were Mexicans who call me a nigger, call me Uncle Tom, call me a coon. And then there were white people, okay? Now they were a little bit more stealth in what they were saying. They're a little bit more stealth in that, being that they didn't only wanted to control what I say, but they were making it sound as if I didn't know what was best for me. That is some crazy shenanigans, man. For a group of people, whether they be white or Mexican or whatever, to tell me that they know what's best for me. I'm a 44-year-old man. I've had my own experiences that go outside of their experiences, but they know what's best for me. And that's what's nuts, right? It's all about control. And that control was coming from the liberal, I guess you call it neoliberal, progressive, more the Democrat. And I don't understand that. And maybe it's something that makes sense to you guys, but it doesn't make sense to me, because you would think that the ability for anyone to draw their own conclusions and to come to their own, to really pursue their own dreams and their own life and to have their own political voice, like that's what the American ideal is. Like you want to have your own voice. That's, rugged individualism. But even those terms, they turn this whole thing about race. And this is what I've kind of struggled with, is why is it when a black man states his ideas that go against the liberal agenda, that black man is villainized, that black man becomes a threat? What is it about that? And why does that exist? Why is it that race is always the deal with the liberal? Why does it always come to that spot? And then why is it that the words and terms used against that black person are all the same racist terms that were used against black people in slavery. Why is that? Well, it makes me wonder, it makes me think, what if the people who are saying those things are really actually closeted racists? What if these people who are black or Mexican or white actually are racist against black people with a different idea about the American dream and about being an American? Now that's not all liberals, it's not all progressives, it's not all Democrats, but that's where I'm getting it from. I'm not getting it from conservatives. Now, being though the conservatives and the GOP and Republicans at their own points of time have also displayed their own racist views as well too. So nobody's really innocent in it. But I'm seeing it more right now from that side, which is why I really honestly, I'd say I'm less of a Republican. I'd say I'm more of a constitutional conservative, because I believe in the Constitution. I believe in conservatism, not the old school conservatism, not the crony capitalist stuff, but about the family, about the black family, about black women, about faith, about God, about this country, the ideals set by our founders based on biblical interpretation that was really about that natural law, about people being able to create their own destiny based off of God creating us all equal. Was that always displayed here in this nation? No, it wasn't always displayed in this nation, but it was an ideal that's been pressed upon and sought after, right? But you think about this though. Why is it that black people, when they come from that school of thought, that they're the ones that are fought against so hard? And that's what makes me wonder, what if we're on the right track with that? And what if the real fear in that is what actually happens when black men or black women stand up and say and state these ideals in a way that's just down to earth, that isn't like pressing upon you, but it's more inviting. See, when I'm fought up again, when people try to fight me on social media or something, or come at me sideways personally, they're demanding that I obey them. So it's about control. So it goes back down to that slave mentality or slave master mentality. You need to control the black man. You need to control and degrade the black woman. How interesting is that? It's like it's never left, but it's taken on this different form from the South and the KKK, because the KKK was actually the military wing of the Democrat Party. Neo-Nazis were the military wing of the National Socialist Party in Germany. These people, they desire to control others, and they'll do so with a militance that's murderous at some points. So that's where I guess I'm coming to the conclusions about what it is I'm understanding about liberalism. Because not all liberals think that way. Not all liberals and progressives think that way. But they see it coming from this militant wing of their side. Now, does it exist in right-wing spheres? Yeah, it does. But I don't see that right-wing folks coming against black folks like that. It's just different. So this is what I'm just trying to say is, it's confusing to me, but maybe I'm not supposed to understand it. But I am a black conservative, and there are a lot of people out there who are finding themselves having been left by the liberal agenda of the Democrat wing of the Democrat Party, and even mainline Democrats, the folks who are just want to be fair-minded. They're finding themselves being left by that side, and that side turning really, really vitriolic and really controlling. And so as you're on that couch and you're seeing this, just understand, this isn't something that's an anomaly. This is something that's actually happening to black people that you know, to black people that have a different desire and a different hope within them. I'm seeking my American dream, and I'm pursuing it. I'm doing the best that I can. It's not always easy, but that's what it's called, perseverance and diligence. and really striving, and I'm striving for that. But I'm coming up against some stuff that doesn't make any sense to me. And maybe you're seeing it on a couch because those folks on that TV, they got some wild ideas about what black people are supposed to think and supposed to believe and supposed to adhere to. And when folks like me and other people that are out there that look just like me, they may look like you, they speak out, they don't want to be liberated by these people who seem to have the best desires for me to be liberated from the white man. Bunch of freaking goofballs. You want to liberate my thinking? You can liberate yourself. Liberate that stupidity. Get off my jock. But once that actually happens, you'll understand why it is so important for these people to control what's being said. Why that First Amendment is so scary. Because what ends up happening is those people on that TV, they become irrelevant.